Brian again. Welcome to part 2 of North Tecolote Canyon. So, I like this little green sedimentary cliff right here. I remember seeing little bits and pieces of that on the video I was watching. Yeah, this is beautiful here. Look at this. You got California sagebrush just clinging to it. This is beautiful. It's really nice. This is a really beautiful stretch of Tecolote Canyon right here. I suspected it was going to be, oh yeah, you know me, I love looking at, just admiring lemonade berry or lemonade sumac. I'm gonna make it my mission to just keep documenting the heck out of that plant because I just love seeing it. Yeah, this is really nice. Oh, this buckwheat bloom. Yeah, this is, I'm trying to see if I can see what variety this is really quickly. Pardon me here. Yeah, this is the coastal variety right here. So this is coastal California buckwheat right here. This is Eriogonum, or some people might pronounce it Eriogonum, fasciculatum variety, or subspecies fasciculatum. Some people call it a variety, some people call it a subspecies. And it likes these. It likes coastal sage scrub, but it also likes meadows and grasslands as well. And it's just from late spring, sometimes as late as into early autumn, these plants will have these beautiful pom-poms of white flowers that are extremely coveted by pollinating insects, including bees and flies. It's actually a really good garden plant, very, or should I say extremely drought tolerant. Very, very hardy plant. Now we have 3 varieties or 3 subspecies of it here in Southern California. We have that one I just showed you, which is the coastal California buckwheat, which is within a few miles, relatively a few miles of the ocean. And that's the plant. See, these ones here are already starting to turn brownish color, so their flowers are going to start ripening into seeds very soon. That's what a lot of this brown stuff is here, where the flower heads turning into seed heads. So I have struggled to tell the varieties apart for quite a while, especially the coastal one, which this one is, or the foothill leafy one called Eriogonum fasciculatum variety or subspecies foliolosum, because sometimes the coastal and foothill areas, the line can be blurred between climatic conditions. And the ones that I'm looking at here have hairless leaf tops. The tops of the leaves are hairless or glabrous. The tops of these leaves are glabrous. The bottom of the leaves are somewhat rolled under. It's kind of hard to see on camera. But the ones that are hairless on the top, slightly rolled under at the leaf edge, slightly revolute, and might be somewhat hairy on the bottom, and you're relatively close to the ocean. That's the coastal buckwheat, Eriogonum fasciculatum variety fasciculatum. Then you have the foothill one. The leaf edges are much more tightly curled downward at the edge, and They have some hairiness on top and hairy on the bottom, and that's Eriogonum fasciculata verdifoliolosum, which you'd be more likely to see by where I live in Santee, or the El Cajon Valley. And then you get the gray, the ones with the grayish color. Those ones happen to be the Mojave Buckwheat, which is found at higher elevations. And that's verdifolium. So here's another lemonade sumac. So it means now that I understand the differences between the different species of California buckwheat, or different varieties, I should say, should be able to now do official spotlight videos on them, now that I'm confident in identifying them. So yes, a lot of lemonade sumac along here, very tall and thick. A lot of tree tobacco here too. Not native, Nicotiana glauca. Yeah. The unfortunate old oak tree that perished, unfortunately. Now, coming up on another sunny spot right here. See, now I've got more buckwheat here. Lots of side blotch lizards. You can see this little meadow-like situation here. Kind of sometimes sagebrush will grow in there too. You can see California sagebrush. Again, buckwheat's going to be very, very floriferous. Take this little side trail for a minute. Let's see what's down here. So a little stand of coastal sage scrub here. Predominantly sagebrush, coastal buckwheat, and even some baccharis. Don't mind saying it smells very fragrant over here, thanks to the sagebrush. Actually, another homeless encampment in there, so I think I'm gonna kind of come back out here. But yeah, you can see coastal sage scrub starting to, in some areas, starting to take back over from all this invasive grass. Which to me is great. So this is mostly invasive grassland here. It's long taken over these hills and slopes. Here's more southern honeysuckle right here. Those are the fruits. Again, it's Lonicera subspicata denodata. love this canyon so much. True, San Clemente and Rose Canyon have huge sycamore trees all over them, but Tecolote Canyon's got a lot of natural beauty as well. I like this canyon a lot. Again, look at that. I love seeing these sedimentary outcrops here with these lemonade sumacs draped all over them. It's so beautiful. Look at that. You got lemonade sumac seedlings right here too. A bunch of them. Oh, I'm really not sure. I've seen so many seedlings. This is probably one of my favorite stretches. Could be one of my favorite stretches of Tecolote Canyon. Now, still do have some spots that I still have to discover. There's still a few nooks and crannies, maybe some side trails here, some of their neighborhood access points that I still need to discover. So that, you know, that'll come as it comes, and I look forward to seeing more of this beautiful canyon. I really love seeing this stuff. Right now, it feels like it's cooling down a little bit. Sea breeze, or ocean breeze, I think, is tempering the hot, humid weather a little bit. There's actually a breeze down here. Wow. I love these canyons so much. I'm surprised I never really come to Tecolote much as a kid. I'm surprised. I've made some great childhood memories here. It was San Clemente Canyon I was constantly poking around as a kid. I know I would have made some great memories here too. This is a fun canyon. It really is. I love exploring these coastal canyons, and Tecolote Canyon definitely really is top notch. Natural beauty here is insane. And we just got houses and neighborhoods just above us. You see up there, but it's not even noisy. See, the San Clemente Canyon is right next to, is bounded on three sides by freeways. 52 to the north rim, or actually kind of in the middle, slightly above the middle of the canyon. I-5 to the west and I-805 to the east. So you can hear traffic constantly there. Of course, to me, that really doesn't diminish the aesthetic beauty of that canyon, because I still love going there, and I always will. But stretches of Tecolote are real nice and quiet, except for my babbling mouth, of course. My babbling mouth definitely isn't very quiet, but sometimes it's hard to curb my enthusiasm for these awesome little spots. Look at this. Look at this little bluff right here. I see southern honeysuckle, laurel sumac, sagebrush, bladder pod, lemonade berry or lemonade sumac, black sage, broom baccharis, poison oak. Bunch of cool plants just clinging to the sides of this. Sometimes draping over the edge of it. Sometimes busting out of the rock of it, growing at the little alluvial fan at the base here, where it kind of gently slopes from all the erosion of it. Sometimes these little miniature details are what help make things extra awesome, to be honest with you. I like looking at a lot of the big picture items, like the whole canyon as a whole is awesome. But I also like looking at some of the more circumspect things. Like I said, this little mini bluff right here with a bunch of awesome plants just busting out of it. I like the little mini talus field right here. The little outcropping of marine sedimentary rock. The prickly pear cactus that's draped over it. Oh, of course on the other side here. Oh, look at this. Rus integrifolia. Wow. Yeah, there's some awesome specimens of this plant here. This is not an old growth specimen. This is a younger one. But look out. Just look at it. Just reaches for the sky. Ooh, a red-tailed hawk. Buteo jamaicensis. That's a red-tailed hawk up there. And here's a bladder pod. Sometimes these things will flower the entire year. This is Paratoma arborea. Some people divide them into varieties arborea and variety globosa. This would probably be variety arborea. I think the globosas are supposed to have more rounded fruits. But these little pod-like fruits, that's called the bladder pod. They look like bladders. So that's Paratoma arborea. And if we do continue dividing up in the varieties, I'm pretty sure it's variety arborea. I think globosa would be a rounder fruit. Yeah. And you can get some great wildlife sightings here too. So I'm getting pretty close to Balboa. I could tell. Usually my landmark is that knowing that I'm close to Balboa Avenue would be that grove of eucalyptus trees by the person's house up there. So whether I'm coming from the other side from Mount Acadia or here, unfortunately it means the turnaround time is coming up already. Wow, I love this. I love this stretch here. This could be my favorite stretch. This stretch of Tecolote Canyon is incredible. A lot of southern honeysuckle grown here. Actually, as you get closer to North Clairemont Park, there's a non-native honeysuckle growing over on that side, and that's Japanese honeysuckle. Japanese honeysuckle, I think. Nisra japonica or something. But yeah. Look at that beautiful coastal sage scrub. Brian, it's awfully drab colored. Holy, what do you expect during the dry season? Most a lot of these plants are dormant. They're waiting for the late fall and early winter rains to wake them up. So yes, there might be a relative uniformity of color during this time of year, but once the rains get going, they'll start greening up, and they may be pretty fragrant right now, but you come here in the spring, especially after a good rainy season, but after even a moderate or mediocre or even poor rainy season, if there's enough rain getting in the water to wake them up, once they sprout leaves, this whole area is going to smell like sagebrush and sage. Now, for people familiar with lowland coastal sage scrub habitats, like people who live in San Diego and coastal and near coastal inland cities that have open spaces, will already know what I'm talking about, especially if they're ones who pay attention to our natural features. I mean, even right now I can smell it. and it smells great. Well, camera's gonna die out, so I'll see you on the next clip.